What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The One Row. My name is David. This is Jamie.
What's up, guys?
You can't look at your screen. That timer's delayed by a few seconds. She's like waiting. She's like watching her screen instead of watching the official one. Anyway, hopefully you are having a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. We've had a glorious day. It's been snowy and cold. We had freezing rain this morning, and we had some snow flurries this afternoon. And well, today we're talking about the world is on fire. Just got done doing a live stream with the Patreons of the channel. Had a good time with them. Finished a whiskey tasting competition with some of them competing against each other to see who's the best.
Yes. Congratulations
to Taylor. Took home the crown this year.
Yeah.
So anyway,
the crown or the
little eagles, the eagle trace statue.
Yes.
But yeah. So okay. So the purpose of this live stream, I just kind of want to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about current events and how to help deal with those. Now, I don't have sometimes I come on and I have kind of a prepared thing. Tonight we're not doing that. It's kind of want to be very interactive
is that
tonight.
Why it's going to be scary and bad news tonight?
That's true. But yeah, so just kind of wanted to be a little bit more of a Q&A, a back and forth as we talk about some of the things going on in the world today, because there are some things going on that are very rough and very impactful, potentially very impactful to you and your family. Before we get into it, let's just say hey to some folks. Mandolin, how are you? Good to see you, Matt. Welcome.
Sup, a mom with dogs.
What's up, Will, man? How you doing down in South Carolina these days? Slap Shots Roadhouse. How you doing, Slap Shot? Good to see you.
Good to
see you. VA Prepper, how are you doing? Now, some of the things that we're kind of focused on tonight, and the reason I want to do this live stream is I feel like the stuff that's happening up in Minnesota is escalating. And I don't want to get into the political side of things. This isn't a political channel. I'm not going to talk about the goods or the bads of ICE or the goods or the bads of the protesters, or now some of them turning into rioters, clearly. So I don't want to get into the politics. And hopefully you guys can understand that's not really the intent of this. It's more so of stating, here's the situation that's going on, whether it be Minnesota or whatever we talk about on the channel. I don't want to talk about the good, the bad, or the ugly of that situation, other than how it's going to potentially impact you and your family, right?
Can you talk about
Justin S?
Can you talk about your little training moment today?
Oh, I will. It was so much fun. What's up, Utah Mike?
What's up, Utah Mike?
I should go grab the other ones I grabbed, but I'm not going to because I don't want those on camera. But let me just say, I found, and I'm not the first person to talk about this on the internet. There are some other Second Amendment related, firearms related channels who have basically talked about you getting training gear such as training level flashbangs, smoke grenades, mortars, etc., door breaching charges, etc., that you can legally purchase if you pass this licensing test, which I passed. Then you're allowed to order the stuff because you're a licensed pyrotechnics technician or whatever. Anyway. So I did that. I got my certification, and you can drive it if you want. Okay. Anyway, so I got in the mail today. I got a box with 3 smoke grenades and 3 flashbangs. These are not the exact kind the military uses. Obviously, these are a training quality ones. So think. I'll say pretty effective. I'll be honest with you. I was very impressed with them. So once we got them, I had a little break in my work today. So I called the kids and I called Jamie.
I'm on the treadmill downstairs. His daughter comes up to me and say, "Dad summoned us up to the deck."
Because I wanted the kids to see and see how to use them.
What is happening? I mean, come on.
So they were sold out of the actual the flashbangs with the tangs. What's up, Homestead Engineer? How you doing?
What's up, man?
And so Utah Mike, how are you? And so with the spoon, right? This traditional spoon grenades. Anyway, they didn't have them. So you have to take a test and you have to get certified. But if you get certified, you can buy them. But then you can there's all these rules around it. But if you go through the training, you learn all the rules, and then you can buy. I won't say they're the military type ones, but they're I would be terrified if somebody used them on me, to be honest with you. They're pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. So our deck is what? How many
Probably
feet off the?
probably 12 feet off the ground.
Okay, so we all stayed up on the deck, and he threw him off the deck.
Yeah, and then I threw him down the hill. I mean, they were very far from.
Yeah.
But there's so they had basically it was a flashbang. So I chucked the flashbang out, and at a 6 second, it is a 5.5 to 6.5 second fuse. So I chucked it off the deck, and it went off, and it did its job. It was very much a flash and a bang, and it was very loud and very flashy. And I would not want to be in a room with that thing. I mean, we were outside, and we were at that point now 30 feet away.
Did you answer that question?
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to say. So it's all about certifications and procedures, etc. So I was able to, because I went through the training. But I got them off of IWI for those of you that are familiar with them. Well, luckily we live out in the woods, Will. We're on 3.5 acres, and all the lots around us are about that same size.
Well, we live right next to the gun range.
And we live right next to the gun range.
I hear it all the time. Sometimes it sets off the alarm on the doors in our house, and it drives our dogs nuts.
Well, it's really funny because we have on just north of us is Quantico Marine Base. Literally, what? It's essentially a mile away is is a gun range and a bombing range. So they shake the windows of our house, and then on the west side of us is the actual private shooting range, and with full ARs and pistols and everything, rifles, pistols. So people around us hear noise all the time. So I wasn't concerned about the noise, and it was at 3 p.m. So
I was more concerned something would catch on fire.
Yeah, Jamie was very,
but or something might blow up
cold
before
and rainy
he
today.
threw it. I just yeah.
So, but we tried the flashbang. I was very impressed with it. Going to be buying more of those because that's a very effective tool to have in your arsenal. And then also I bought a smoke grenade. I bought white smoke. You can buy different color smoke. So I bought white, which is for screening, which is what I would potentially be using it for. And that went off, and it blew smoke for about 50 seconds or so. And very impressed with that as well. It was very, very windy, so it obviously dissipated the smoke quickly.
And it was rainy,
but it was putting up a lot of smoke.
Yeah, and even through the mist of the snow, rain kind of weather, it's still.
Anyway, so I got to do that. So I got to play around with that. I was very excited about that. That was my play with toys today.
So I got to give Jesse an A for keeping up with the live stream on Thursday about the
No, I still haven't gotten tacos.
We still haven't gotten the tacos.
I'm waiting to go to Taco Bell, or not Taco Bell. I'm waiting to go to Costco to get it. So I got to go to Costco on Monday. So tomorrow I'll be going to Costco. Oh man, I've got to go all the way up to Fairfax and then all the way back to Fredericksburg.
Yeah. No worries. We
anyway, but yeah, I'll be at Costco
anyway.
I'm gonna buy 2 packs of taco seasoning because 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right, guys?
Sting ball grenades are fun too. Can we say that and you won't have any problems getting kicked off YouTube?
Yeah, sting ball grenades are not real grenades.
Okay, I'm just wondering what my limits are.
They're essentially at least if I think I understand what you're saying. It's not a slap shot. It's it's for airsoft, and they fill them with BBs. So it actually does stuff. But anyway, had a good time. He
did. He was laughing like a kid. And did you tell him you got certified or something? All the kids to make them feel safe.
Yes,
even though
I took tests.
I still did not feel safe.
Yeah. So again, you can get them for this website. It's for training purposes. They got to be done on private property. Mm-hmm. It's for training. It's for movie sets. You can use these for movie sets and stuff. And so, yeah, they had different color smokes. I want to get some orange ones, and then white ones will be general screening, and orange ones.
I thought you said I couldn't film you doing it.
Oh, I didn't want you. No,
I know, but you said for movie sets they were.
Well, yeah. If I were making a movie, I'd let you film it, but I don't want to film it and then put it on YouTube. YouTube's rules and regulations are so prohibitive, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, it was a good time.
Yeah.
But and that actually leads, interestingly, the reason I want orange smoke, because of what's going on in Minnesota. And again, I'm not getting into the politics of it. So
the gender reveals, I mean, for the kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to end up starting a business where I just pop smoke for gender reveals. So, but yeah, I'm not going to get into the pro ice, anti ice, pro protester, anti-protester stuff. That's the politics. We don't do politics here.
What are we going to talk about all this live stream?
Well, what we're going to talk about is the fact that they're having such intense protests. We saw this same thing happen in LA a couple of months ago, right? When they were all protesting ICE. We saw a lot of civil disturbance, civil disobedience, et cetera, et cetera. We're seeing that in Minnesota now. That could crop up really most anywhere, right? Like if you think about it, any major city could start having these kinds of very intense civil unrest things. Mm-hmm. And whether it's ICE or some other thing that they protest down the road, it's things that we need to consider. And some of the things that I think that we want to think about, and when it comes to protecting our families and ourselves, is one is not being in that situation. Like we saw people trying to drive through these protests. It could be Seattle. They had, back in 2020, they had horrible riots then, and a lot of civil unrest there. So again, so who knows where it's going to come out? But part of it is just knowing these things are going on and not being there. Mm-hmm. Because in Minneapolis, we saw people being pulled out of their cars, accused of being ICE agents, and they were not. And then people were trashing their cars anyway, and they were threatening the people. And one guy was trying to do a counter protest to the main protesters. He ended up getting attacked, beaten, and stabbed just for simply trying to counter the main protesters. And so just staying away from that stuff as best you can is clearly the best thing if you're wanting to stay out of it. Now, obviously, if you want to protest, it's your civil right, go protest. If you want to counter protest the other protesters, whatever, do your business. But if you just want to keep you and your family safe and stay out of it, do it. Mm-hmm. The second thing, though, is some people have to drive through and you don't know when something like that's going to erupt. And so you want to have a get home bag in your car that is going to help you to get home, for one, if the city is literally shut down. I could see where, like in Minneapolis, things are escalating to the point you have protesters now sitting on the hoods of their car with firearms. So they're not just protesting. They're intimidating and protesting. And I don't know what other laws are involved there, but there's literally photos now coming out of people that are sitting on the street with firearms on their hoods, just waiting to cause mischief. Mm-hmm. So if if the National Guard has to step into a situation like that, right, they may shut down all traffic and just literally any cars on the road are pushed off the road. And so you're now on foot. So having a get home bag and a way to get home if they do shut down a city or something like that is really important. Now, I do have a video that I'm working on. I'm working on rebuilding my get home bag right now. I'm changed the firearm that's in there, and I'm kind of refactoring what's in it, mm-hmm. based on some of this civil disobedience, seeing that it's becoming much more common that something like that could impact. And some of the things that I'm thinking about adding into it.
That would be actually a good video to go over with people of things that you refreshed your.
Yep. And that's coming up. I'm waiting on another couple things to come, but that's part of it. But one of the things that I'm actually going to have in my bag is smoke, right? So if I have to pop smoke and disappear like a magician, right?
Is that what you did to me? No.
So yeah, but I want to have smoke, and I want to have bear spray. And so I've got bear spray. I've got smoke now. The bear spray, when it comes out, is orange. So I want smoke to be orange so that it kind of all looks orange. So nobody's quite sure what's going on. Again, cause confusion so that I can, hit the road and disappear and get out of it. So yeah. Mandolin says, definitely being situationally aware enough to avoid areas of unrest. Yes. Will, man, that's what I was trying to. It's a David Copperfield. It's like a magic trick. I'm gonna literally throw a smoke bomb down and just disappear.
I'm not sure you figured all that out. Yeah, I'm not sure you can make all this man disappear. But
no, I am you have to have a whole lot of smoke to make me disappear. That's what you have to do. What brand bear spray? Honestly, don't know off the top of my head. I got off Amazon. What's up, Brance? How you doing, man?
What's up, Brance?
Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. What brand of bear spray? Bear spray, I like it better than pepper spray because there's a lot more. And so if you really have to start spraying, it's like enormous.
So wait, does the bear spray work on all bears? Because I know there's different types. Oh, run from this bear.
Lie for that bear.
Lie down for this bear, which I'm not going to remember at that point.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, Jamie. So I'll run faster than you, so it doesn't matter what happens because you're stuck.
But does the bear spray work for all bears? Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like it will affect even the ones that, what were it? The cute white polar bears? Is that what you guys were telling me?
They're the most savage of all.
Yeah, the polar bears.
If you get caught by a polar bear, you're just not going to live.
So even if I spray them in the eyes?
Probably not. So the brand I bought is the Saber Frontiersman. So let me hold that up for y'all to see. You can get that to focus.
Oh, there it goes.
So it's the Saber Frontiersman. It was, how many? I bought one of them. It was $39, and it comes with a holder that can go on your belt. So that's the one that I bought. I can't attest to how it works on bears or people. I just have no idea. What's up, Christian Mohiga? How you doing?
Grand Slam Sammy walked in on us talking about if I have to pop smoke and disappear like a magician. This is a wild stream, I hope.
If I weren't inside, one of these days, I'm going to do a live stream outside where I can actually
Rance
do
still
some
wants to know
stuff.
What bad news you were talking about. Hey, Christian.
It's world events, Rance. It's world events. Christian. So, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm wanting to incorporate some of this stuff that factors into getting away from rioters, because that's becoming more and more of a situation. If you live in Portland, if you live in Seattle, LA, Minneapolis, and potentially many other cities where it hasn't really started yet, just, stuff to think about of incorporating that into either your car kit or your get home bag. So my get home bag is my get home bag. Its whole purpose is to get me from my normal farthest distance, which is where my kids live, which is about 30 miles. So getting that 30 miles from where my kids are to here. Now, that's like the most common drive that I do. Now, if we're traveling and we drive to, North Carolina or something, right, it will help us get home, but it won't get us all the way by itself. We'll have to do something on the way. But we also have car kits in our cars, which that's more of like if we were stuck in the car, like from a snowstorm, for example, or the car breaks down.
The car breaks down, and which I love because we have teenagers that got their license, and in each of their cars, you put a kit in their car. You also did the jump starter cables for them too, which I thought were amazing. I've never seen those before.
Yeah, so it's the rechargeable jumper cable systems. It's the I've got space blankets in there.
You got those from Costco, right?
I bought those from Costco. The chargers. Yeah. And so, I the way I look at it is the get home bag helps, but if I were to have to actually bug out on foot from some location home, I've got my backpack. I would take some of the stuff from my car kit, put it into my backpack. Some of the stuff that's in my backpack is actually going to go on my body. Like I've got a little ammo carrying system, and my pistol caliber carbine would actually go on my body underneath this little windbreaker I have that's in the kit as well. And then I put the backpack on stuffed with stuff from the car kits, and it kind of builds on each other. Sorry. Willman says bear spray works great on people. As an OC instructor, works a majority of the time. I hope so. I mean, obviously, I hope I never have to do it.
Yes, William.
I just had to buy 3 more bottles of it for her.
Yes, so. We just bought 3 more bottles of it from a friend.
Two we have now, and one's on the way.
So I'm actually not sipping on that tonight, but
yeah. So Jesse J3T says, live in Seattle, wheelchair is always as stocked up as possible. I'm pretty screwed in bad situations. Well, the good thing, I don't want to say the good thing, because it's a tough situation, but in general, very few people in a riot are actually probably going to bother with somebody in a wheelchair, right?
Well,
I would think. I mean, maybe I'm totally wrong.
If I have to play the devil's advocate, they may try to take. So, Jesse, get yourself a really good gun and just shoot people that try to take. Well,
Jesse lives in Seattle, so the firearm laws are getting pretty.
Sorry, don't listen to me because I don't.
Well, and then also, we're in Virginia, and Virginia has historically over the last 10 years been a pretty good state for 2A stuff. But the new governor and the new legislature are talking about passing all kinds of stuff. So Virginia may end up looking more like California or Washington, and less like Georgia or Tennessee. So, yeah, bad news there. Yep. Okay.
Good luck to you, Jesse.
Yeah. I mean, do the best you can. That's all you can
Yeah.
do, is do the best with your situation, and that'll, hopefully be enough.
Wheelchairs can carry a lot. You can just
stick
some
you
stuff
just
behind you.
throw that backpack on the back and load it full of, all the stuff that you can. Now, so that's one of the things I'm doing, is changing my get home bag to include this kind of stuff, right? Because I want to have a little bit better situational capacity to deal with things. Another thing is obviously paying a little more attention to the news, the local news. A lot of times here in the US now we fixate on the national news, like what is Trump doing and what is Congress doing and what is, et cetera. But and the reality is a lot of it comes down to your local area. And so being tied into your local area is, I think, important. Now, I did end up buying a new radio. So that's going to be going in my get home bag. I didn't actually have a radio in my get home bag because a handheld like Baofeng is not going to have the capacity or distance to get here. So it's not like I could talk to Jamie if cell phones went down.
Okay.
If you're here and I'm there, it's 30 miles. A Baofeng's just not going to do it.
So wait, you bought the one that will do it?
No, I just don't have enough battery, a big enough receiver, a big enough transmitter receiver to do that. But what I did do is I bought a new higher end Baofeng BTEC that has the ability to listen to VHF and UHF. Mm-hmm. So now I have VHF, UHF, AM, FM, plus all of the shortwave bands, et cetera. So I can actually hear
what's going on.
Yeah, I can be tied into the local news through the VHF to hear a little bit better what's going on. UHF, VHF to hear a little bit better what's going on.
Okay, doing that in your bag, but do you have one at home that I could have while you are
it's over on the
out
table
there? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna do a video on radios at some point soon. I've got multiple of the Baofeng 5Rs, whatever 5R, V5Rs or whatever they're called. And they're good, cheap, nice little radios. They're fine. But if you spend, instead of $20 on a UV5R and you go to the next level up, you end up getting a lot more capability. It's a lot higher wattage. And, if you take that radio, which gives you more capability, a lot more channels and frequency and wave frequencies, you do that channel, you take that radio, and then you do the better antenna, you do the better mic, you do the better battery pack. And now you've got a really capable thing that was only $50 instead of $25. So it's still achievable. Mm-hmm. You can't, you don't want to throw them around like $20 Baofengs because you put more money into it, but it's something that I thought was important for me to have. So definitely something. And again, I'll show you that in an upcoming video. Another thing that is kind of, that's the whole riot side of things. Let's go ahead and, if you guys have any comments, please ask, or any questions, please ask. The intent wasn't for me to just go on and on and on, even though I am going on and on and on. If you have any questions, please
here we
ask.
Go.
All right. Between pantry, water, silver stacking the past 2 months, I'm completely out of fiat money and don't even feel like scratch the surface. Next on my list are water tablets and gas masks. Gas mask are something that I just spent quite a bit of money to get a Mira gas mask and new filter.
And you only got one for you, right? If you have to go out.
So I have
stays.
Yeah, that was my, I feel like that one is a high enough quality that I can really rely on it. We have another one, which is, I spent $100 on for a full face mask. And then I bought a good Mira filter for that one, which is pretty good. And I've checked it for tightness around my face. So I feel like we have got 2 good gas masks if we needed to. Mm-hmm. But, I want to get to where one of those actually goes in the car with me. The problem is with gas mask in the car is gas masks are really temperature sensitive. And so putting it in a hot car in the summer will destroy the leather, or not the leather, but the plastic, the rubber, that seals around your face. And it causes it to crack, which if you've got cracks in your gas mask, it's just not going to work. So
don't keep it in the car.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I'd have to literally pull it out of the car every time I went somewhere or went into a store. And it's just not realistic.
You have your little bag.
It'll insulate it a little bit, but
can you carry a bigger bag and then just take it out?
Gas masks are pretty big. Yeah. So I don't know how to do that. So I'm trying to figure something out. But yeah, gas masks are something that definitely, if you are in an urban environment, something to consider getting, just for the sake, if there are riots, if pepper spray starts flying around, being able to have a gas mask on is a great idea. Yeah, the whole protest riot thing is becoming a big issue, and I don't think it's going to get any better. We've got a lot of people that are very angry for a lot of different reasons, justified or not. Again, not the politics side of it, but that means they're going to be in the streets. And yeah, that's about right. And
wow,
so
that is big.
Yeah. I use mine as a pillow and a rag. There you go.
I mean, you're smart, Mandolin.
There you go. Yeah. So, but yeah, the gas mask, and I quit buying silver lately just because the price is so high. I mean, once it went above about $30 a while back, I kind of quit buying it just because it was just so. I'd rather put my money on, food, water, and other, gas mask, firearms, etc.
Okay, so any recommendations for keeping a go kit in the car when temps during summer? Well, couldn't you just, if you're keeping like a go kit in your car, couldn't you just put it in one of those, you know how we have those bags, like the little cooler things? Couldn't you put that in there under something, like your trunk has, it's pretty much
for a while. I mean, it would help for a while if you wanted to go to that effort. But it's challenging, and I don't have a good solution. I mean, some cars.
What in your kit is going to go bad if the temperatures reach 100 degrees?
So for me, like for example, I have protein bars right in my kit.
Gotcha.
And so all of the chocolate on the protein bars is going to melt and turn into this mushy mess.
Without chocolate?
Well, whatever it is, even if it's even if it's just the sugar that's holding all the granola together, that it's going to melt and become this mushy mess. My response is I'm just going to eat it no matter how melty it is. It's fine.
Well, and that's what I wasn't thinking more like protein bars. I was thinking more like some of the special equipment that you purchase for those reasons that might.
Now to John's question there, can you click on it again? Yes. Thank you. So to your question though, there are some ways. I was at Costco a week ago. And taking the kids through there, and they had a cooler that you plug into a cigarette lighter in your car, and it's like an Igloo cooler. I don't know if it was, I think Yeti even does it, but you can buy a refrigerated cooler that you plug into your car. Now, if you wanted to,
How big was it?
It was probably
that little
2 feet by
cigarette lighter thing,
15 inches, 2 feet by 15 inches by.
Wow, that's big though.
Now that'll keep it cool, and then when your car turns off, obviously it's going to turn off most likely, but it'll still keep what's in the cooler cold for a number of hours.
Don't open it. Keep it cold.
And so that's one way to help keep the temperature down. Now the problem with that is you don't want your gas mask getting to freezing either. So
sure.
So that's a problem there, but those are some things that you could potentially do. Rance says my wife stacks and stores stuff around in the spare tire compartment of her SUV. Water and those are great ideas.
You have water bottles in there.
Yeah, so in the back of our Tahoe,
blankets, not pillows,
no pillows, paper. no toilet paper, but we carry wipes. We have wipes everywhere. You guys know how I am about
definitely
tactical man wipes.
I mean, Rance, you guys have like a first aid kit and all that stuff. To me, I feel like that is the biggest thing. We have 6 kids between us, and when just needing a band-aid or like any ointment, I mean, David always has that on hand in the back of the trunk. So I mean, I never thought about keeping like pillows and stuff, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of
blankets,
more of
wipes,
a privilege than a necessity. Maybe blankets,
it's not bad. But we keep water. Now one thing I've learned is that smart water bottles, I don't know, smart water's kind of expensive, but the bottles are really, really interesting because they have the same threading as the little Sawyer water filters. So they literally will just screw right on the Sawyer water filters. So that's just a little cheat trick of combining those two together. Will, I would love to help you, but I haven't been able to find or buy one of those in almost 3 years. The last one I got was down in Georgia, outside of Atlanta.
We don't have connections much anymore.
Yeah,
we have Patreons that are amazing to us, but
email me up. I'll see what you have in mind. Sometimes barriers, meds, etc. can't set up to temps. Yes, meds, or especially batteries are also an issue for sure. I kept a battery jump in trunk and it didn't last more than a year. Yeah, that is problematic.
So wait,
Some things are consumable though. You have to kind of expect. So there's some foodstuffs that I buy around the house that we will keep. I will buy and I will stock. And they're not stuff that we normally use, but I definitely want them around if we ever went into an SHTF situation.
I feel
and I
like
just expect them to expire after whatever. And then, a year or two after they expire, they go to the trash.
I feel like even just putting them in a cooler bag might help them last longer, even though
Yeah.
that cooler bag's not going to, it's going to keep it at a normal temperature. So that way it doesn't get to those high temperatures when it is summertime. So I
It
don't
might
know.
help. It might help. Yeah.
Just saying.
True. So
Batteries, meds can't stand up to the temps. Yeah, I kept.
now another thing that we're dealing with. I mean, the videos, this what you stream is called "The World's on Fire" because it's not just protests in Minneapolis or potential protests in other places. We're dealing with potential global conflicts in a lot of different places.
So the heat thing, he said
Yeah.
he kept a battery jump kit in the trunk. Is that like what you got the kids?
It is
for the-
exactly what I got.
So is the
If it
when-
dies, the way that I look at it is I'll do the best I can. I think at Costco we spent $49
Now,
each.
don't they need to be recharged? Are you sure yours just
No,
needed to be recharged?
no, he's
or-
right. Yeah, the rechargeable batteries are super heat sensitive, so they'll cause them to drain, and then it can actually cause them to warm and
Oh.
warp and everything else. So it actually can kill them.
Well, so hand warmers and flashlights. We
Yeah.
actually bought those Costco. We
We got more
got a
hand
bunch of hand
warmers.
warmers.
We've got tons of flashlights. We've had tons of flashlights.
Not that the kids are using them for playing football, but if we need them, there's
Yeah,
have some.
we've got the friggin' the friggin' chemical ones, like where you open it up, expose them to air, shake them, and they heat up. We bought like a big box of those at Costco, and the kids literally just like around the house, they'll be like, "Oh, my hands are cold," and they'll go get them, and they'll just snuggle up to them, and I'm just like, guys, this is not
the purpose.
it's if you're outside and you're sitting at a football game and you want the hand warmers, fine. But
But
if
if
not,
you're
it's
gonna
because
go
you're watching a
outside
movie and you
because-
want to snuggle up and be warmer, put on another blanket,
Oh, really?
put on some
No, just
clothes.
kidding.
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah. Yes.
That's what electric blankets are for. I use smart water bottles with my Sawyer Mini all the time
Yep.
when hiking and camping.
One of the best discoveries. Somebody I've read. I don't know if I read that on the internet or a YouTube video somewhere said something about that.
Mhm.
But yeah, the fact that the smart water bottles pair with the Sawyers, that's why all of the ones in the Tahoe are those
Are
big smart water
Yeah,
bottles.
I was wondering that.
It's because they fit the water filters in my Get Home bag.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
once
So-
you drink the water that's in there, you can just refill it with dirty water and then or use the Sawyer to fill them up or whatever.
So yeah, Jesse, living in North Dakota.
Yeah, that's a totally
Yeah.
different beast.
And I mean, I guess that kind of prepares you for what,
If you're living in somewhere that deals with the colds of Illinois, North, South Dakota, Montana, some of the really cold places,
yeah,
you have to put stuff in your car to be prepared for that and be
car
prepared to be
breaks
on your
down, yeah,
feet
anything
and
like
walking
that,
somewhere in
yeah.
the cold. Yeah, for sure, Utah, Mike.
Okay, the batteries swelled
Yep.
and stopped working. Jeez, man, I'm losing faith in those now. We hooked our kids up with all of those.
So in my car, I keep Advil. We just have a bottle of Advil, and I think most of our, at least my car,
we have
and the Jeep, I
Tylenol.
think.
We have
But the big thing that in my Get Home bag, I have its own med kit that includes antidiarrheals plus painkillers plus Pepto-Bismol plus.
so
I think that's about it.
even so when we were in Punta Cana
Yep.
earlier this year, I got stung by a bee.
Yes.
And I was champing it out like, oh, I'm fine. And David's like, okay, if you get dizzy or something, you need to tell me. And all of a sudden it started burning.
Swelling, shortness of breath.
So-
et cetera.
Yeah, he had the,
The anti-sting wipes
wipes
back in the room in my
Sting
travel
wipes.
med kit.
in his travel med kit. And he and I was like, ooh, like
And
it worked and it
Yep.
helped a lot. So
Yeah.
thanks, David.
Yes. So I've got different med kits for different things, but yeah, it's definitely, a good idea to have antidiarrheals, particularly in your Get Home bag. because you don't want to deal with that when you're trying to walk home in a disaster situation or a riots or whatever. Chem lights, chem lights are always good to have around.
So what are chem lights?
So it's just a little like a glow stick.
Okay. Like we put on our kids at
Halloween. We tie them around their neck so we don't lose them. Felt good about finally purchasing. Congratulations, Justin S, on buying the solar generator. Well done.
Good for you.
Yes.
I won't tell you the little mistake that happened the other night, that somebody left the garage door open all night, and David's like, well, it can't be some.
Yeah, we had a massive security breach in our house. So every night,
and it was him.
So well, we're not sure it was me, but it might have been
you
me.
That didn't do your due diligence, David.
So all the kids know, lock the doors when you're not going in or out the door, right? Like if you're in the yard playing football, you obviously leave the door unlocked, but when you come in, lock the door behind you. When you come in, close the garage behind you. And somehow the garage didn't get closed. And then every night, when stuff starts getting dark, before I go to bed, I'll do a sweep, check all the doors. Check the garage
I've been
door.
yelled at before. And when I
don't
went,
play around with it.
I went to take out the trash on Saturday morning, opened up the door and saw the garage open. I'm like, okay, who went out last night?
Yeah. So Jamie sticks her head out to take the trash out, and the garage door is open, and it's like 9 a.m. and it was a weekend, so nobody should have been out by then. So she asked me, and I'm like, and I asked the kids, and the kids were like, none of us have been outside. I'm like, it got left open all night. So we went back and checked the security camera footage, and it was, to see if anybody had somehow messed with the cars to get the garage door open or something. Nothing.
So long story short, Justin, we still had our generator sitting in there.
Yeah, my generator sitting right at the edge of the garage.
Thank goodness.
Friggin' EcoFlow whole home generator plus
and
extra batteries, like
$4,000
worth of stuff, and plus our bikes, and nobody messed with it.
Messed with it.
Thankfully, we lucked out. But massive security breach in the house. So.
Yeah. And David was, I don't know, I thought about locking you up for it. I thought I'd be nice because
she put me on timeout.
Even you make mistakes.
Now, a Faraday cage for the solar generator, I don't even have one of those. Those things, to get one that's big enough for the thing, is really expensive. I actually did buy a Faraday cage, a little bag for my cell phone to go into my get home bag, because there may be times when I want for my phone to literally go off the grid. If I'm trying to get out of a bad situation and there's like police surveillance, et cetera, and I want to just get that off the books, if you know what I'm saying. However, if they're actually, because the analytics they have, they can actually look at a crowd and see who actually has a working phone. It's the people who don't have phones on them that look the most suspicious, right? So it's not like I'm going to always use the Faraday bag on my phone, but I wanted to have it with me just in case. So what I did is I put my my little rechargeable battery that's in my get home bag, plus all the wiring for that, into the Faraday bag, but it's there in case I want it for my phone.
So Willman, David does a lot of shopping at Costco.
I do.
And he gets we have an over assortment of tampons. And honestly, after watching educational shows, I know all the things that tampons can be useful for.
They have many uses. That is very true, Tammy.
But you're totally right.
They are very, very good for wounds.
He wasn't saying that.
Hemostatic gauze is a little better, I think.
And pads and all that stuff. But yeah, they're good for other stuff too.
3 enzyme.
Oh, what's up? 3 enzyme 3. I'm married, and this is as constructive and honest as I can be. This lady has to go. I literally can't focus. I have to go.
You're out, Jamie. 3 enzyme 3 says you're out. You're out. Kind words. Appreciate it. I think she's lovely as well. Time for my cue on the garage door units.
Big Daddy, how can we do a show without me?
Big Daddy, what is my cue?
No, isn't that a Q-tip? No, my cue
on the garage. I'm wondering if it's some kind of a system that tells you whether your door's open or not, or something.
Garage door closes.
Yeah, fair enough. No, not quite the same thing. Not quite the same thing. Yes, we do have a Harbor Freight. So Harbor Freight. Okay, here's my opinion on Harbor Freight. I buy stuff at Harbor Freight, and my opinion on Harbor Freight is, just don't buy anything electrical or anything complicated. If you're going to go buy a wrench from Harbor Freight, it's probably fine for general stuff. But I have noticed that like I've bought in like a little mini screwdriver set that had all like, it's for like working small electronics, and the metal on it was very, very soft on the bits. And so the bits blew out very, very quickly. So, but again, like the bags that I put in all the boys' cars, in our kids' cars for their car kits, they're little tool bags I bought from Harbor Freight. So again, if it's simple stuff, they have some decent stuff, but again, anything electrical, anything that's very complicated or mechanical, I would tend to stay away from, particularly if you expect it to last a while.
Okay, I'm going back to this comment because I'll be honest, this is what prepping is about. It's like you're never going to have that fine line, there's always going to be stuff thrown at you. So I'm here to distract the prepping guy who doesn't know what's coming to him.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Apocalypse Promotion says, as an ex-firefighter, thank you so much for being a firefighter. We need more folks willing to do it. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
We had tampons and pads all the time for wounds. Yeah. They're really, really good at what they do.
I saw it on a lot of
just make sure you get ones that are like, no chemicals added, no scents, nothing. Have them just be the pure material and no added chemicals or anything.
They have ones with scents, really?
I wouldn't know. I just know that the ones we buy say no scents, no plastics, unscented, whatever. Christian Mingus says, what are your feelings on everyday footwear? Me and my wife were out at a bar and I saw a dude wearing Birkenstocks and it made me feel all kinds of feelings. So I'm gonna fess up. I used to be the guy wearing like flip-flops.
You never wore Birkenstocks.
Not Birkenstocks, but flip-flops, I said. But I'd wear like flip-flops all over the place. Yeah, and I totally quit doing it years ago simply for the fact that I want to be able to run. If I need to run, I wear it to the beach. But
why do you make me wear heels when we go out then?
No, I don't tell you to wear heels.
I know, I'm just kidding. Want. I should keep an extra set in the Tahoe
of regular shoes. But no, I actually got rid of wearing open-toed shoes because I want to be able to run and stuff like that. So I pretty much don't leave the house anymore. Like, again, if we're at a resort or we're on the beach, I'll wear flip-flops.
Yeah, but you don't wear them a lot. I gotta say no. I know.
Now I wear tennis shoes, hiking shoes, hiking boots, or dress boots generally is what I wear. Okay, so my cue is the George. It's the Chamberlain. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Very cool. That's interesting. I didn't know. I love IQ.
That's actually really great.
And UFO.
Look into that.
So John, I said UFO Sky says, I love my Q. It turns your phone into a garage door remote. You can actually tell it to open and close. I didn't know such a thing exists.
Basically Beauty and the Beast. So wait.
So okay, hold on.
Beauty, I'm the Beast?
Yes.
I knew I was smarter than him.
Very much. Will Man says, I think firemen carry tampons for other reasons. So just for you firemen out there, Will Man is a police officer. And so, I'm going to stay out of the middle of that one. But David loves I don't have Crocs.
David hates his Crocs.
I hate
He
Crocs.
hates kids' Crocs. He hates any kind of Crocs.
If I were in Florida, I might consider it, to be honest with you. But up here in Virginia, I can justifiably
kick them off and go. Yeah. I mean, that's smart.
Yes.
Figured it out. I listened from the lock screen.
Appreciate that. I'll explain it later. I think you missed the whole point, but it's okay.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Wait, no.
All right. So, I mean, we talked about riots and get home bags and everything else, but one thing we didn't talk about, which, because the world is on fire right now, we are talking about, there's a lot of turmoil in the world. So Russia's not backing down in Ukraine. That's not going anywhere. France is now preparing for war if we, actually do something with Greenland, which is, the whole thing is just funny to me. And hopefully it doesn't, that the comedic value of that doesn't trigger World War III in some way or cause the dissolution of NATO, but whatever. There's that's going on. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, 3 Enzyme. I appreciate that. I did win the game. So I'll explain everything later.
No.
Christian says, "Good luck on that Florida blacktop in August." Okay, fair enough. Yeah, running on the cement in Florida or California in the summer is not fun. But there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? And even outside the United States. And the whole point is that because we don't know stuff going on, I was just watching a special that somebody put together on about a year ago on the state of the power grid in the United States. And that they've identified, somebody did a study and they realized that there are 12 power stations around the country. And if somebody were to, as a terrorist, attack those 12 different power stations, they would take down the grid and it would likely cause a power outage that would last between 12 and 18 months. Just 12 power stations. That's how fragile our grid is. So we talk about EMP sometimes. We talk about these other things that could potentially cause the power grid to go down. A terrorist attack hitting these particular 12 stations, and I don't know where they are, so don't ask me, but hitting those 12 stations would cause the grid to go down, and it would likely take us 12 to 18 months to get the grid back up because we'd have to replace the equipment at those stations, and it would just not work. And they actually, in the study, talked about if you took those, it would cause they expected 90% of the U.S. population to starve to death because the power grid went down. So, we talked earlier about bug out, get home bags and that kind of stuff, which I think is important to have. If you work away from home, you need to be able to get home. You need to be able to get home on foot. And it could be taking multiple days.
Well, even just running errands.
Yeah.
Like you never know when that's going to happen.
Correct. You need to be able to get home on foot. But I think it really, really behooves everybody to get some food and get some water. If the grid goes down, think about how long, if there was no grocery store, how long could you live off of what you have in your house?
I don't know. We have to stock up on some taco seasoning, but I'm just kidding.
Aside from taco seasoning, we would survive for a while.
We would.
But boy,
we have a lot of stock out over there.
But boy, would I be in trouble if everything went down tomorrow before I got that taco seasoning.
Rice and flour stuff, and what all do we have over there?
Oh, we got all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Maltese dogs. I don't know Maltese dogs at all, man. I don't know what they like to drink either, so I can't help you with that one. I don't know Maltese. I've heard of them. I've heard the name, but I don't think it is.
Hey Siri. No,
okay. UFO Sky says, do you think the events that would lead to World War III have already started to play out? I actually do. I think we're on the path towards it. I don't know if it's a year away or 2 years away or 6 months away or tomorrow. I'm not at that level of prediction, but I do feel like that things have started to fall into place such that we are on the way there. And whether it be Kid Furry Plays is a Maltese dog. I'm kind of thinking you're not, but whatever you
want I'm to do. Actually, tell me about Maltese dog.
Yes.
To find out. I feel like it's going over both of our heads.
Yes, I think we're missing the whole joke there. Kid Furry Plays it. I'm sorry, 3017. They're cute little dogs.
They're so cute.
But yeah.
I'm not sure that's surviving as much as our.
I don't think you're one of those, but I just don't know what the name is. Yes.
Did you just call me Kid Furry?
Yeah, Jason 70 says.
Did you just say that?
Jason 70 says everyone should have a gravity-fed water filter system. Yeah, I 100% agree. So there are some really good. You can do stuff like simple Sawyer minis and Sawyer squeezes, all the way up to like the big bag systems. They can work really well. So yeah. Definitely think everybody should have one of those. Everybody should have a pantry stocked, even at a minimum, a pantry stock. No, move on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely recommend that. 3Enzyme says, I'm in pharmaceutical sales, work 1.5 hours radius from home randomly daily. I bought a 10-speed Walmart bicycle and ditched them in a woods just outside my. That's actually a really smart idea.
That's actually really smart.
Yeah. Now you got to check in on them from time to time to make sure the air is good and whatnot,
Make sure
or
they're
you've
still
got stuff
there.
with you. Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Okay, Justin S says food, water, medical preps need to be priority. 100%. Before, I mean, trust me, I'm into defense and firearms and everything else, and you know, I definitely am a fan of getting the basics there. But yeah, water. You know, I don't care what your defense needs are. If you don't have water, you're not going to last. If you don't have food, after a couple of weeks, you're not going to last. And if you have any medical situations where you literally have to have the medicine to survive, you're diabetic, you're on heart medication that prevents imminent heart attack. There's a difference between having high blood pressure and actually having, you know, medically necessary pills so you don't have a heart attack.
Oh, this is a good one.
So definitely want to have that stuff.
Are rain barrels actually illegal, or is that a myth?
Depends on where you are. So there are every municipality has their own rules and stuff. In some
Virginia,
I don't know what it is right here.
Wow, really?
I'm pretty sure we're good. But yeah, in some places it may not be allowed. In some places you can have chickens. In some places you can't have chickens. In some places you can.
Why?
Because cities like to pass laws.
I know the chicken stuff, but like, why
a rain barrel?
Yeah, why?
Not a clue.
If I just stuck a barrel back there and
I mean, it's still a felony in some places to like not have your horse latched to the pole, right? Like, because in this country we pass laws, but we never get rid of laws, right? And so we don't ever go back on the books and say, well, that law doesn't really matter anymore, right? Like, we don't really care about horse law these days because nobody uses horses. And water barrels. Irish Rover in Florida says the 3 B's: bullets, beans and bandages.
Bullets, and bandages.
100%.
Yeah.
Great thing to
food, protection, and
medical.
Yep. Yeah, that's great.
And I think that's one thing that I'll say a lot of people really don't focus enough on is the medical side of things. Because if you think about a serious cut, like a cut that you would under normal situation go to the ER to get stitches for, if you can't go to the ER and you get a cut like that, can you stop the bleeding? Can you close that wound? So, and a Band-Aid's not going to close that wound. You have to get, you know, either a suture kit, you have to get
burn it.
Sorry,
I've been watching too many shows.
Yeah, you take your sword and you put the sword in the fire. Then you put the sword on the wound to stop the bleeding, right? It's what they do in Game of Thrones.
You pull it together and then you put the sword on there.
Exactly.
Really
it works.
hot.
Yeah.
Get it hot in the fire.
So and there may be a place for that. Like that's like option. That's like a tier 3 approach.
I know.
But
I'm joking, guys.
Tier 1's going to the ER. Tier 2 is they actually have like the little zip tie suture kits. They've got you can literally go buy stitching needles and everything.
Next level? Because watching some of the shows, they have now the things that you can put on, you know, cuts, wounds, whatever. And
we've got wound glue. We've got the little zip tie glue.
Really?
I've got a lot of stuff.
Oh wow.
We have the zip tie closure kits where you like literally like put the stuff on your skin and then you zip tie. You pull it from each side and it closes the wound up. We've got.
I feel like you need to educate me a little more on where we have this in the house, because
I try to.
What if I don't have a David?
That's why you have to keep me around, Jamie. You got to keep me around for that very, very reason.
Yeah.
All right. Utah Mike says in Utah, rain barrels require a permit.
That's interesting. I'm actually gonna Google that because
Utah Mike, do you have any insight on the why? VA Prepper says I have 655 gallon barrels full and ready to go.
Okay, so that's Virginia, right?
That's Virginia, yeah.
Okay, so you're in Virginia, so we're allowed to have them, right? You know that for sure?
Yeah. In Utah, the rain is already owned. The water shares are owned. Oh, it goes down to the watershed. Okay. Super glue, and they actually sell wound specific glue, which is probably just super glue with a label that says wound glue. But
yes, Virginia allows homeowners to use rain barrels for
staple gun.
Okay, so yeah, Virginia, we do. You better get on that bus.
Okay, Rance, I can't click on your comment, but I would encourage everyone to read it because it's hilarious.
Don't
read it out loud, Jamie.
Wait, why?
Why would it's an animal?
No, I agree, but I'm like,
Yeah,
why is
Israeli-
Rand's telling of it doesn't go?
Because he said it's a stupid
It's
law.
not about rain barrels.
No. Yeah, Irish Rover in Florida says Israeli bandage. Yes, I love the Israeli bandages, the big, the 3-4 inch wide, the long ones. Those are great to have around. But again, thinking about
staple gun. Oh,
yeah, thinking about
patch up
that,
your wounds.
it'd be painful,
Yikes,
but it would
that
work.
would be painful, man.
But thinking through what you would do again for like a major cut if you can't go to the hospital, or if you have a
like I said,
a
I would
super bad
light up my
rash or an
sword.
infection.
I would light up my sword and just like.
I know you're all about. You just want to brand somebody. Yes. Stupid laws are funny. That is very true.
Yeah.
So
oh, look at the time. No.
Anyway, but yeah, we are getting toward the end, and
I just added a half beat
breed
to share up the food storage.
That's awesome.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to refresh our meat storage. It's been frozen for about 1.5 years now, so it's time to. I've been slowly starting to work through some of it.
Yeah.
But I do need to make it a priority to use up what we have and then restock it, because our chest freezer is getting dated. That's for sure. But yeah, so food, beans, bullets. What was the other one? What's the other B? 3 B's. It's medical. Well, what's bandages?
Bandages.
Bees, bullets, bandages.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
No, that's an entry level start to everything else that comes with this, because dude, I didn't know there was so much to this. I have a David.
There's a lot. Well, and that's and that's one of the downsides of getting into prepping is the realization of how much you don't know or how ready you are not. And so that's why, one of the focuses of this channel is for beginning preppers and just trying to get people to get into it. And then once you get into it, of how do you start spending the money in the right places without it going to waste, and trying to be as efficient as possible in how you spend money.
And as a testimony to your channel, David, I honestly wouldn't have survived COVID without this guy.
That's right. That's why she married me. It's because I helped her survive.
Well,
COVID.
no, I got lucky and married you and then survived COVID.
Fair enough.
So you just knew what you were doing.
Yes. Well,
but anyway.
But folks, the world is crazy. A lot is going on right now. A lot of it we can't do anything about. We can't stop the riots. We can't stop the protests. We can't stop what other foreign countries are going to do. And we can't stop in a lot of ways what our own country is going to do. The biggest thing that we can do is to work for ourselves and our families, so that sorry, one of your comments just killed me.
It made us turn to,
yeah, sorry.
to that
3 enzyme, thank you. Yeah. Jeez Louise. Anyway, but using the time we have, and the finances we have, or the lack thereof, but doing the best we can to make some changes in our spending habits, to buy the things that we need, to learn. And here's the thing, even if you don't have a lot of money to spend, you can still go on YouTube. You can still take, free online courses and classes to learn how to do a lot of things, because you may end up in a situation, whether it be in an SHTF situation or your car breaks down, you're stuck in a city with riots going on all around you, and you don't have a kit. You don't have all that you want to have. You don't have a weapon, but you have what you've learned. That can't be taken from you. And so even if you don't have money, spend time on learning new things. That's the big thing. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. So hopefully we'll see you next Sunday at 9:00 for another hour of live prep and talk.
Sorry, it was distracting. But
yes, it is what it is.
I'm learning too, just like you guys.
Yep.
Well, no, just like
the beginners of you guys.
Yeah. Just like
All right.
a lot of your wives out there.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.